movie news episode 10. I can't believe we're already up at episode 10, but just news just keeps on dropping this week. We got three pieces of news. All of them Disney. What the hell is with Disney this week? They've dropped trailers, they've dropped posters, they've dropped release dates, just stuff galore this week. But what have we got now? First up, we got a movie, Disney Plus original movie, which this is the second one we're kind of hearing about. Well, okay, so we only got one Disney Plus original movie this year so far. It's Flora and Ulysses. We know that there's one called Sneakerella, which I'm not interested in whatsoever, but that's happening. I'm gonna review that, and we got some other Disney Plus original movies and things like that dropping, and that all that stuff's coming out, and we got all these Disney Plus movies, and they're all coming out, and but we're kind of hearing about more than we're seeing about them. But this one seems like it's really far into production. The one I'm talking about here is Stargirl 2, which I reviewed the first movie. I don't think it was back when it came out. I made a thing where I'm going to review every Disney Plus movie, and that was one of the ones on the list, so I reviewed it. And it was fine. It was a very boring, kind of uninteresting movie. But the original actress who played Stargirl in that movie, she's coming back. We got some new additional cast members who are supposed to be coming into this, a new love interest, which is weird. But we're getting, and then we're getting the original composer back. They actually had a poster and some cast photos and things like that. So it seems like they're far along into production with this one, and we will possibly see this, I would say at earliest, by the summertime, maybe May, maybe June. That could be nice. I think this year we're getting a lot more Disney Plus series, which I like the series thing, but actual Disney movies would be nice because a lot because in the 90s Disney used to have movies all the time, and now when we see Disney movies in the theater, they're all like big budget remakes, or they're sequels, or they're and we don't really have movies that Disney Plus makes and kind of the older style they would make movies, because they just didn't do well. Like I'm talking about movies like The One and Only Ivan, right? Disney used to make kind of movies like that, and now it's like, well, we can't make movies like that because they don't make money, and I understand that. Well, Disney Plus is your format to do that, and so it's kind of like, I want them to do more. I think some of the Disney Plus movies have been not that great. In fact, a lot of them have been. I think maybe make some more stuff like Flora and Ulysses, which I enjoyed. I didn't think it was great. It wasn't a good movie, but it was like a passable, fun movie, and it was kind of like, yeah, I remember when Disney movies kind of used to be like this, and I want to see that, and yeah, and then we also got the announcement of MODOK. MODOK is a stop motion animated Marvel series dropping on Hulu, about MODOK. Um, it's kind of shot in like a shaky cam format like The Office. And we got the date that it's coming out in May 16th on Hulu. That's the release date, which was kind of like, man, it's kind of far out. It's kind of like I wanted this sooner, actually, because I really enjoyed the trailers and clips they put out. I thought they were really funny. So I want to see more of the show, but I guess we're gonna have to wait a while for that. But yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. I thought it was a funny clip. I know some people were like, "Why is it stop motion animated?" and they didn't really get into it. And I mean, I saw a lot of people in that comic section that were like trashing it already, and I'm like, guys, we haven't really even seen a full trailer. These are mostly just clips, and we don't, you haven't even seen a full episode. And also, just like, why are we crapping on stop motion animation? Stop motion animation is like a lot of work, and I've seen bad stop motion animated movies, but I've never seen a stop motion animated movie that looked bad. if that makes any sense. Because they're all beautiful. They require a lot of hard work. In fact, there's less than 100 stop motion animated films because it's such a hard process to do that no one wants to make it unless they're truly passionate about it, and not enough people are truly passionate about it. So I would not diss stop motion animated series or movies because, I mean, if you don't like them, that's fine. If it's not your thing, fine, but don't call it bad, don't call it lazy. Be like, oh, why is it stop motion animation? It's like, it's not your thing, don't watch it. I'm not saying you can't. And also, there are bad stop motion animated series and movies, but not bad, poorly animated ones. So I would say, well, actually, that's not true. The original 50s Gumby is pretty poorly animated. It looked really bad. But, I just, I'm a big fan of that. I like MODOK as a Marvel character a lot. I think he's a great character. It's kind of weird that they're spinning him off into his own series. They kind of wanted to do this Hulu kind of Marvel type deal where they had a bunch of animated series that were all adult, and then they crossed over into a show called The Offenders. But I heard like some of those got canceled, and then some of them survived, and MODOK was one of the ones that survived. I kind of was sad about that because one of those was in that was Howard the Duck, and Howard the Duck makes sense to do that with. Howard the Duck is well, he's a really adult character. You could have made a really funny comedy show with Howard the Duck. Um, and you can't really do him in a Marvel movie. I mean, I know he's cameoed and he's been in a movie, but the movie he was in was bad. And also, like, to make a movie, you'd have to connect it to the MCU. And Howard the Duck is a character that, he has a lot of nudity and things like in his stories and stuff. So it'd have to be like a hard R, close to like an NC-17 movie. And I just don't know. Marvel wouldn't be willing to do that. In fact, they came out yesterday and said, we are not doing any rated R movies except for Deadpool, which I found ridiculous because we know they're doing a Blade movie. And if you're doing a Blade movie and it's not rated R, it's not going to be good. You have to show the blood. He's killing vampires. Like, that is ridiculous, right? So, you have to show blood. It has to be gory because that's how that character works. So yeah, I'm not too keen on that, but I guess that's another part of the movie news. But yeah, the next thing we wanted to talk about was the Proud Family. Now the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, is it's a continuation reboot / revival thing with the Proud Family. I haven't watched too much about that show. I'm kind of watching through it for the first time now, so I could do a video talking about it before the new version comes out. But basically, the creators of that show came out today in a little clip where they're like, hey, they kind of reintroduce the characters, and we get little glimpses at the new kind of updated character designs, and it seems like this show is going to make the characters a little more updated. Like they're like in the sense that they're older, a little like aged up a little bit. I thought the little twins those I think they were like 2 or 3 in the original. Well, now it looks like they're 4 or 3 or 4 now. And so it looks like they're slightly older, just like a year or 2 older, which I kind of like that. I like seeing the characters looking a little more aged up. That's a great idea. Especially since it's a newer show. The old audience is a little bit older. You want to make it feel like some time has passed. I kind of like this idea. And they didn't specify a release date, probably because they're still working on it. And it says that it's coming to Disney Plus soon. And by soon, I think it means by the end of the year. That's what I think is going to happen. Not exactly at the end of the year, but I think like August, September, somewhere in there, earliest, and then latest would be December. That's when we're going to get it. I think that's when we're going to get that show hitting Disney Plus. I think it's an odd one that they're reviving like the Proud Family. when I was looking at the Proud Family on Disney Plus, it was only like a 2 season long show, and it had a movie, and I'm kind of like, okay, but there's shows like Kim Possible, there's this, there's shows that went on longer and they're more successful, like why are we reviving the Proud Family? Like you could have revived Recess or done a reboot with that, and I'm sure they will look into that if this show does well, which I'm sure it's gonna do well. I just thought it was interesting that they're like, hey, we're gonna revive the Proud Family. Like, I don't hear a lot of people talk about the Proud Family. The creator did a show called Baby's Kids after the Proud Family that wasn't too successful, and even watching some of these episodes of Proud Family, I'm kind of like, well, I mean, it's okay. I don't think this is like some amazing cartoon. I guess it did a lot for younger kids who were black at the time, and you could watch the show and be like, wow, that's kind of neat to relate to these characters, this black family, and I'm sure that's cool, but like, overall it's not like a 10 out of 10 great show. It's like a fine, fun show, and I want to see. I'm cool with watching more of it. I'm enjoying watching the series, but I'm not like, man, that show has to come back. I think there's ones that are in bigger demand to come back. I think some of the older Disney afternoon shows are ones that people want revivals for. Gargoyles, Kim Possible, Recess, stuff like that. I think those ones are in higher demand, and I'm not even saying that all those are in demand to come back. But I think people want some of that stuff more than the Proud Family. But I'm, again, not against it. Just an observation. But yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna be checking that out when it comes out. Whenever that is, I'll be talking about trailers. Any more info we have about it, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't do a date announcement with all the other stuff they're dropping yesterday. But again, it's probably because they're still working on it. Probably won't be finished till like September, August, something like that.